I have one question. Who made the Minions? Let's start at the beginning. Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus is an 1818 sci-fi horror novel written by the author Mary Shelley. Originally published anonymously in 3 volumes, the story quickly grew in popularity, and by 1831, Mary Shelley released an updated and edited version of the novel in 1 volume, which has become the version we now read today. Nearly 100 years later, with the advent of cinema, the film studio system was taking root, and each major film studio raced to get an advantage over their competitors. There was the Big Five: MGM, Paramount, Warner Brothers, 20th Century Fox, and RKO. And there was also the Little Three. Universal was one of the Little Three. Founded in 1912 by Carl Laemmle, Universal Pictures was successful, but by the 30s was still on the outside looking in. Laemmle Sr. was content with Universal as it was, but his son had bigger visions. Carl Laemmle Jr. had Universal invest a ton of money in new sound equipment and the purchase of stages and movie theaters. Although his exorbitant spending would cut his time as head of production at Universal short, he helped bring the studio into the future, and his lasting legacy would remain the types of stories he urged Universal to tell.
Mr. Carl Laemmle feels it would be a little unkind to present this picture without just a word of friendly warning.
Horror. After the success of 2 literary horror adaptations from the studio with The Hunchback of Notre Dame in 1923 and then The Phantom of the Opera in 1925, Carl decided it was time to venture back to the genre. He ordered several horror films into production, the first 2 being Dracula, adapted from Bram Stoker's 1897 Gothic classic,
I am Dracula.
and of course, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. Directed by the legendary James Whale and written by Garrett Fort and Francis Edward Farrago, the movie was an absolute hit upon release and would cement Universal as the premier horror film studio in the years to come. To this day, James Whale's adaptation remains a prevailing image of Mary Shelley's story. Boris Karloff's portrayal of the monster, or as he's credited in the film as, informs every movie, TV, and stage adaptation today. Candidly, the film is not a very faithful adaptation to the book as it removes a lot of what makes the novel so special. That being said, it's still a great movie. And while the film subtracts a lot, it notably has one glaring addition: Igor, the hunchback assistant to Dr. Victor Frankenstein, who is not in the novel. The character is an entirely new invention credited to the film. Also, his name isn't even Igor in the film. The hunchback assistant is actually just called Fritz. From years of more adaptations and parodies, this quirky yet oddly lovable henchman character has become a staple in cinema.
You must be Igor.
No, it's pronounced Igor.
If your movie has an evil genius, they must also have a weird little sidekick. An Igor. A henchman. A minion. The Minions are the latest in a long line of cinematic nefarious sidekicks. First showing up in the 2010 animated film Despicable Me, which follows a supervillain named Gru who adopts 3 little girls to help him carry out an evil plot, the Minions were the standout stars of the film. After a Despicable Me sequel in 2013, the Minions were bumped from supporting stars to the leads with their very own standalone film in 2015. Now in 2026, with 6 movies under their belts, the Minions will appear in their 7th film, Minions and Monsters, which is oddly enough a love letter to the golden age of cinema.
In Hollywood, the new stars at the silver screen changed the face of the motion picture industry forever.
After billions of dollars, millions of memes, toys, games, merchandise, fanfic, a language, and a digital and physical footprint that is rivaled by no other,
Minions.
Minions, I love my Minions.
I am still left with one question. Who is responsible for the Minions? Yes, I can say Mary Shelley for writing Frankenstein, which was adapted into a movie and yada yada yada, but I mean, who really is responsible? My first thought was Chris Meledandri, a film mogul who has been in the business for decades. First working on live-action films like Footloose, Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit, and Cool Runnings, he found his niche in animation with the success of the film he produced in the early 2000s, Ice Age. Illumination, the company that he founded in 2010 with the release of Despicable Me, has gone on to make some of the biggest animated movies of all time, like The Secret Life of Pets, Sing, The Lorax, a Super Mario Bros. Movie, and most recently its sequel. So they felt like as good a place as any to start my investigation. This man, responsible for billions of dollars of box office gross and some of the most iconic animated imagery this century, would have to know the answer to my question of who created the Minions. But he wouldn't be an easy person to reach. So I did what any sane person would do and got on a flight to Santa Monica and demanded to meet with him. Luckily, he agreed.
Hello.
Howdy, Chris.
How are you, Reese?
I'm already seeing my little friends. This is the type of thing I would have in my apartment and my girlfriend would not let me. There was a time when I was like in high school that anytime I left my house, something would hit me that was Minion related. And at first I was like against it because I was like, they're everywhere. And now it's kind of, it's I don't know, I kind of find it comforting in a weird way.
We watched something happen, which is the audience that first grew up with them, by the time those kids were in high school, they actually started to pull away from us a bit. When that same group that had grown up with them got into their 20s, they came rushing back through nostalgia.
That's how I was, where I was like, I went through my stage where I was like, oh, the Minions are capitalism. And then I was like, wait a minute, they're actually pretty funny, and I also hate Mondays. Any day of the week, who is operating in Illumination HQ?
We will frequently start an early stage of production here. The creation of the movie takes place in Paris. The idea was, can we eliminate that feeling of 6,000 miles? How do we become one? This is really where we're connected to the teams in Paris. We're generally looking at 4 to 5 films in either pre-production, production, or post. I love these guys.
Beautiful wall.
Yeah.
Another thing I would love to have in my home.
This version of Johnny here, no matter how many times I walk by him, I get a jolt.
Oh, is this your office?
This is my office.
Beautiful. At what point does Illumination start? How do you develop a team?
What I wanted one of the distinguishing kind of qualities of Illumination to be is that the creative teams that were making the movies would be a collection of people from different cultures, different nationalities. We would be making films for a global audience, and we'd be integrating creative influences from other countries. I got a call from an associate producer I'd worked with who said, I know this very talented Spanish animator, Sergio Pablos. He's got some ideas. Would you like to meet with him? He came with 3 projects. This is the second one he showed me, which is called Evil Me. And he started telling me a story about this villain who wanted to pull off a heist, but he needed 3 little girls as a cover. They become a source of love that he's never had in his life, and it is entirely transformational, except that he still likes villainy. And I said to him, that's the one I want to do.
We are going to steal. Pause for effect.
When I brought the story of this villain and these 3 little girls to Pierre Coffin and Chris Renaud, there were no, adorable, naughty, yellow guys called Minions in the project. These were discoveries that occurred through the process of making the film.
From my chat with Chris, I couldn't help but notice that whenever the conversation got back to the Minions, there was one person he would bring up without fail: Pierre Coffin. How vital would you say Pierre is to the Minions and to Despicable Me?
Pierre is brilliant.
Galapagos, Uraganatan.
Pierre Coffin, who co-directed the first 3 Despicable Me films and the first Minions movie, was back for Minions and Monsters as the writer-director. The impact he's had on Chris and Illumination goes without saying, but I wanted to know just how responsible for the Minions he was and still is, so I had to meet him. The only problem was that he's based in Paris with his entire production and animation crew there as well. However, for the Minions, no destination is too far.
Hello.
Hey, Reese. Welcome to Paris.
Thank you so much. A pleasure to meet you.
Well, likewise.
Can we head to the studio?
Yes,
Oh,
that way.
Sweet. Okay.
From the minute I first saw his short form work, I knew that I wanted to work with him.
I wasn't the best at drawing. I saw in computer graphics the possibility of still continuing to infuse life into like an animate object without having the knowledge necessarily to draw.
He does so much with these very, very simple shapes. You project onto them. There's a subversiveness and a sweetness that's in his work. Illumination itself has gone on to sort of favor that kind of storytelling.
Is this it?
Yes!
Here they are!
Yeah, here they are. And I think it's here just because there's no room inside.
There's no room inside.
The way this movie started is Chris Meledandri calling me one weekend and saying, I have this idea about minions making a movie and building a monster or invoking a monster. You know. And I said, like, oh, could it happen in Hollywood in the 20s or 30s? And
The golden age. Of
And he said, oh, yes, yes, yes. And then the story grew from, one pitch to a full script.
Pierre graciously kind of fit into our system. And so with Minions and Monsters, there was an opportunity to go, you know what? This movie is so personal to him. Let's go back towards a French style of making movies and really try to give him that, of a space that, we really hadn't given to anybody else.
Okay, we're recording.
And action?
When people think about directors, they think about a guy yelling, cut, action.
We don't do that here.
I know. I kind of wanted you to talk about what being a director on an animated film actually looks like.
Every half an hour, I meet like every head of department. I'm mostly answering questions. Visually, I have like big ideas. I don't have all the answers as to like how should it look. And I say, like more like this. No, this shouldn't be this. This should be, you should focus on this. And then the producer's job to say like, okay, you've gone too far. That's the genius of Chris. He has his own taste. If he laughs at something, you'll know that like 99% of the people in a room seeing that movie will laugh.
Gotcha.
It's, I wish I had that.
From just my first conversation with Pierre, I could tell how much he valued his team. He didn't view his work as his own, he viewed it as a collective. So, wanting to show me more, he brought me around to all the departments of Illumination in Paris.
The production is split in 15 to 20 departments, with supervisors for each department. See, I mean, obviously we start off with a storyboard. We have like a minion coming in, just touching his face, and in 3D space it just looks like this. Bare animation. This is how the shot looks once in animation.
What you doing there, mister?
Right now, see the minion's fingers are intersecting. CFX, cloth simulation department, will take care of the body wobble and also the clothes.
But you can see all the folds like being made by the simulation.
Here we also added fire in the background. So ignore the character because there will be, it shows that the process is not always straightforward because you'll see the eyes don't follow. But it shows that, things need to be corrected as we go along. And here, this is the final render.
I am forever in your debt. I just wanted to. Oh, what you doing?
With defocus.
And you have a lovely backlight. I did not realize how many middle steps there were.
There are quite a lot.
There are quite a lot of middle steps.
Animation is a bit the star, but there are quite a lot of departments surrounding the animation.
It takes about like 300 people.
Jesus.
For 3 years. Well, scattered over 3 years.
How quickly can you draw a minion?
I used to draw at the beginning with Pierre only 2 dots for the eyes. Basically, it's only almost a circle, and you have another minion. You can get Gumi. Very simple. You don't want to get too much information at the screen because it's hard to read.
I knew that Nima was working afterwards, meaning that in the script it'd be like they're in the desert and then there's a train and then they end up in downtown Hollywood.
Even though that's going to be a 3-minute sequence with chaos.
He knows exactly what that means.
That's why it's very cool to work with him because it gives you the space you need as a story artist, The drawing has to be very effective, very readable, very fast. The goal is to be clear, not clean.
This is verbatim what's in the final movie.
How long do you guys spend in the storyboarding phase?
2 years and a half, I would say.
Probably,
2 years.
Yeah.
Again, we start the movie, we don't necessarily have a script, but we have moments like this, which we can start. Like we know that the minions need to go from A to B.
Can I try?
Yeah, sure.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's really cool, actually.
Oh wait, and a little shadow.
So we are in the arts department.
What step in the process would this be?
Very early in the process.
Very early? Gotcha.
Can we show you
Yes,
a bit of
please.
the stuff? Yeah, so we have a beautiful concept from Varunner. Is to give idea also even to the storyboard to know how it looks, so they can put the sequences, everything together. After this, we have a base to start to build this background in 3D. After you have the set designer, who will first place the element in 3D.
It's cool to have this very simply made volume with a sense of space, just to place your camera and just already give a sense of like, how am I going to tell what the scene is in terms of story is supposed to say, and how will I place my camera in there?
Yeah, I was like, put candle everywhere.
Barry Lyndon was my reference.
Oh, Barry Lyndon was, all the natural light.
Oh, yeah.
So after this 3D, as I told you, we do the 2D paths.
They take this drawing, which is like way more detailed and stuff, and they give that over to the modeling department.
Modeling department.
Everything is actually modeled and textured as if it was like in front of the camera.
So if you could get like a close-up of it.
Yeah.
So after this, we have to do the color pass. So here it would be for the texturing to be able to walk and to have all the information. And after this, we have the key light pass.
Which puts it in lighting. So all this is 2D, and just to give us help out the guys who are going to be putting lights, just to tell them like this is going to be the mood.
So is every shot in the film have to go through here?
No, not every shot, but there are some key shots. Start to the beginning, I think is like 2 months. For other scene, we need to do like some posters.
They're listed in the cast as a bunch of minions. I think that's fun that none of them get top billing, that they all just share #1.
As I was telling you, we have 191 shot to do left.
191 shots left of the film?
Yes.
No touch of la Bukiski.
There was a conceit in this shot where it's a sequence shot, so it's very long. It's about a guy who doesn't want the minions to touch his book.
No touch of!
This is the idea of the shot. How can we stage it so that it feels, or choreograph it so that it's...
The comedy comes from the way it was filmed.
Exactly. There is always something happening in the background, whatever you do. And in this one, a guy called JB animated those, and when you look at the background, it's telling like this whole other story. We try to put different levels of, readability so that if you ever want to watch the movie again, you'll always see like something new.
It was difficult, but difficult and fun, both. This is the scene that was used to animate this. You can see it's a little bit less sexy. These are all the images, and the little red markers are keyframes. You can find them here with the animation curves. You tell me when you're lost. Every curve is a different axis. There's X, Y, Z. 3 axes. That's why we call it 3D. Hey.
So for a 20-second shot, how long would that take to animate?
3 months and a half.
3.5 months.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's because everybody was bugging her, and also the model, like he has a beard that's like
he has to like pick up and slink behind him, and I imagine
it was not like the first version of the shot.
No,
was not
it wasn't that way. But when she
like
started
this.
animating it, I started having it's like
Yeah, you got
you're like,
an idea.
it's kind of fun. If he were to he has so much hair, why not just pick it up?
And then you can see Lala becoming like all
Like
white
I
and
change
stuff.
color.
What is the most difficult part about animating minions?
It happens a lot that you get asked to animate something with them and it's not possible. So you have to find a way. For example, the minion has to do, cannot
But their
do that.
arms don't reach the
No,
top of their head.
They don't. This is called animating by contrast. So you find a pose that's very different and then you go to this pose and then you understand that he's supposed to be like this when he's really like this.
Yeah, like how would a minion tie their shoes? They don't have knees.
Stop it! Don't give him ideas, please.
It's been we've known ourselves. Like she worked on the first Despicable Me.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah,
So you've been with the minions for 10 years as well.
Yeah.
The main goal of lighting is telling the story. We need to tell the mood, for sure, but we also need to enhance the animation, be sure that everything is clearly visible, clearly understandable.
Baby. Oh, Humphrey. Piñata. Carbonara. Lasagna.
I mean, it's stunning.
Yeah, and on the sequence we push further and further the effect. That's a good challenge in Minion. We have lot of different mood, lot of different lighting, lot of different picture quality and film quality too. That's pretty good. We render every light separately, and we have dozens of light, even sometimes thousands of light. We have some natural light, which is the sky coming from the window and everything. We have some practical light.
I mean, this kind of looks beautiful.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. We need to push the exposure for sure, but we cannot have this. It's a nice picture, but if we do that, we don't see Gumi. That's why also we do comp after that. When we have every light that we can isolate, for example, if I want just to check what light I've seen on Gumi, that could be good, and we can tweak what we need.
Wow.
Just to subtly balance every light.
I said to Nico, like, oh, that's weird. It's weird. There's too much light from everywhere. I'm losing the character compared to the background and stuff like that. And then he says, like, no problem. And then the next day it's all fixed.
The final picture is not just lighting, it's just comp. Every people work together. We also work closely with the art department, with the surfacing. We try to find what is wrong and how to correct and enhance the picture. And do as beautiful as possible.
Now that I saw how the movies were brought to life, it was time to see how the minions themselves were brought to life. Who gave them a voice? Who gave them a soul? Funnily enough, the answer was right before me. Do you voice every single minion?
Yeah.
La piñata. Topalino l'arabiata? Huh? Banana?
Is Minionese an actual language?
No, not at all. It's not gibberish. It's words that sometimes you recognize. I was listening to Dua Lipa, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Hup, and she's in the movie.
Dua Lipa made it into the film?
Yeah, it's incredible. She has a cool, what I think is like a cool minion word, Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa does sound like a minion word.
Yeah, totally.
It's not just you on the spot freestyling. You have to listen to what they're trying to say.
Hello, Papagena.
What's the process for dialogue?
Well, let me show you. I usually do this alone because I'm very self-aware. The storyboarders next door can super hear me, and then I became conscious, and then I stopped doing it here, and then started doing it at home, where my kids started making fun of me. So this is how I do it. Galapagos, Uraganatan. Stopa, minions, stopa, le mașcul. Nu le dorma here. Subeata, subeata, subeata. Subeata, Uraganatan. Up. So this is recorded at a lower frame rate, and when I put that at a normal frame rate, it gets pitched.
Galapagos, Uraganatan. Stopa, minions, stopa, le mașcul. Nu le dorma here. Subeata, subeata, subeata. Subeata, Uraganatan.
Try this.
Try this? Okay.
Come here, people. Fisa. Paki pato patakis palindrome. But you gotta say it with
But I have
heart.
to say it with verb. Yeah, some real...
Like either you're pissed or you're super happy or You know, on Come Hey People, Come Hey People. You got to act it as a.
And I shouldn't pitch up. I should just keep my regular voice.
Okay, keep your regular voice, definitely.
Okay. Come people, fisa, pakipato, patakis, palindrome. You think that one will work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
we'll see.
What do I know?
Come people, fisa, pakipato, patakis, palindrome.
It's good. It does not sound like a minion though.
Well, it sounds like you as a minion.
It sounds like me as a minion, but it doesn't sound. That's why you do what you do. I don't have the sauce in me. I was curious if you can sketch.
I can sketch for you if you want.
Yeah, if that's okay.
That's okay, as long as you don't judge it.
I mean, I'll judge it, but I will probably be very positive. I don't know. This one looks kind of cool.
I don't know. Why would you say that, Reese?
You're either drawing inspiration from me or Bob Ross.
Reese Minion, no?
Reese Minion. He looks just like me. After traveling thousands of miles to ask my question, I was still unsure of the answer. I mean, it would be easy to say that Pierre's the man behind the Minions. He writes and directs the films, he voices all of them, but that wouldn't be entirely true or fair. Chris Renault, Sergio Pavlo, Cinco Paul, Ken Dario, Eric Guillaume, Chris Meldandri all could be an answer too. But after my time in pairs with Pierre, meeting with, talking to, and learning from the hundreds of amazing skilled animators and workers on these movies, I realized that the Minions cannot just be chalked up to one person. The Minions can only exist with community, with shared creativity, human ingenuity, and passion. I realize what matters more is not the who of the Minions, but rather the why. Because when all is said and done, after years of storyboarding, animation, lighting, rendering, marketing, distribution, and exhibition, what remains is the laughs and the shared experience we have with friends, family, and strangers as we watch these little guys in a dark room on large screens with popcorn in hand. Maybe the Minions are something more.
Poop.
Or maybe not.